Hello again, everyone. We'll wait a few moments for everyone to join in. For our second live of the day. I'm just trimming apart some dies while I'm waiting for everyone to join in. Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Hello, Marlene. Hello, Michelle. Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome. Uh-oh, Beverly. There are some things that are sold out already. This release was very popular. Very, very popular. So, I think the I Want It All is sold out. And I want to say, I'm not sure. I'll have to look to see what other items have sold out. But yeah, it was a very popular release. I think the stencils should be okay on the stencils. I'm not sure though. Let me look. Hi everyone. We're making another card. Hello, hello. Let me take a look here. Yep, they're back. So it should just be, I believe the 2 paper pads are what are sold out right now. I believe so. All right, so we're going to head down to the table since everyone has now joined us, and I'm going to show you what we're going to make. So what we're going to make is this beautiful stained glass fairy card. So this card, as you can see, whenever it's completely pressed down on the background, it is, you can see obviously, that it is very, very shining, shimmering, splendid. But when you open it, it is in fact a window. So can you see how, and I have an image going up on Instagram tonight where you can see it through the sun shining through it. And it is just so incredibly spectacular. I mean, it's just out of this world spectacular. So this is the card that we are going to make today. And I'm going to be using the Solarium window die. This might be a die that all of you already have in your stash. This is one that was launched, I think, last year. So it looks like this when you get it. In the back, this is what the little die looks like. But what we're going to do first is we are going to run this through with a card base. So I'm going to grab a card base real quick, and then we're going to run it through also with on a black piece of paper. All right. So what you're going to do with your card base is you're just going to fold it to make sure that everything is squared up. Now, of course, this is a pre-cut, pre-scored card base. You're going to take your card base, my little fold is right there, and I'm going to take my die, and I'm going to take a little bit of pixie tape, and I'm just going to position this right in the center. So as centered as you can make it. It doesn't have to be perfect, obviously. It just, because this is, we're creating a window on the front of our die, and on the front of our card, and I'm just going to run this through very quickly the die cut machine. And we don't need to worry about all the bits and pieces that fall out of it because we're not using those bits and pieces. Now, of course, I would suggest if you're doing this card to keep all of your bits and pieces, because isn't it a great release, Donna? I mean, it is selling quick. So if you love anything from the release, I would say grab it quick because it is it's going. It's a very, very popular release. Probably one of our most popular releases that we've done since the Retro Rewind release, which was very, very popular as well. So I'm just going to take this out of my cutting plates here. And now this is all I need. So can you see, can you kind of pick up what we're doing here? So let me throw away all of these pieces very quickly. Luckily I have a giant garbage can right next to me, which makes it so easy for cleanup. But this is what we want. So we need a, essentially we need a window. So we're looking for a window in the front of our card base here. And you can use, of course, the pre-cut and scored card bases. You can use a card base that I would say what would probably be best for this is to use a Not Your Mama's cardstock, because this is a very, very, very delicate, there's going to be some very delicate edges on here. So you want to make sure that you have a really great foundation for it. But whenever we put the panel on it, of course, that panel is going to add quite a bit of extra oomph to it. So it's really, you'll see, it's going to make it, you can really kind of create your own ending with it. If you want to use something heavier duty, you can do that. If you don't want to use something heavier duty, you can use something thinner like this. And I'm using it's an 80-pound card base. And the reason that I'm using the 80-pound card base is because we are going to add a bit of bulk when we add on our panel. So if you did not see the release earlier, when I talked about the release, I'll show you. I'm going to show you quickly here the panels. I'm going to run this window through first. And now when I use a thicker piece of cardstock, this is our Raven cardstock, these pieces in the center, instead of cutting, they become embossed, which I really, really love. Hello, Heather. I really, really love that they become embossed instead of cut through, because that really adds something to the look of it, and you'll see what I mean in a moment. Let me just send my plates through real quick. And again, this is where we're at so far. And I'm gonna grab my stained glass windows. So the stained glass windows, again, if you did not see the live earlier, the stained glass windows is something brand new from Brutus Monroe, and they are a full sheet printed acetate. So the full sheet printed acetate gives you the look and feel of a stained glass window without having to try to figure out how to make a stained glass window. So let's go ahead and pop these pieces out. They pop out, I mean, so easily. And we can use our little pokey area here, and this will pop our window out. And this is, the idea is this window is going to, so you can see it just embosses these center pieces. Some of the pieces may fall out. That's okay. If those pieces do fall out, that kind of just adds to the old world look of the window. At least in my opinion, it does. And I really like that. But it's up to you. If you want to run it through a couple of times with a shim or with a precision plate, you can do that and get all of these little pieces out. I kind of like the idea of some of these pieces remaining. I think that that's cool. So it'll kind of look like this, but you won't really be able to see the pieces that have not fallen out because of it having the stained glass window. So this doesn't look very impressive because there's scrap sheet in between, but let me show you what these look like. So they are literally, they have the look of stained glass. And I'm gonna use this one today because this one is my favorite. But I wanna show you the magic happens when you remove the backing piece. So the backing piece is literally just that. It's a piece of scrap that is put on by our manufacturer. And then when you remove it, it is stained glass. So you can see there are certain areas that you can see through and some areas that you cannot, but it really does give that full look of stained glass. So I'll show you it on a piece of white paper. And as you can imagine, look at that. when the sun is shining through it, it is just absolutely spectacular. Oh, it's just so incredible. So, all right, so what I'm going to do is I'm now going to flip this over, because this is going to now be the front of our card. We want to make sure that we still have this very well scored. And that's going to be the front of our card, how it opens like so. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this piece and we're going to apply it right on to the front there like so. All right. So let me move this piece out of the way because we do not need that. And I'm going to grab a little bit of my Barely Art glue. One of the only glues that I will use is the Barely Art glue, obviously the Brutus Monroe glue, and then the Eileen's Quick Dry is another favorite of mine. But this one just has that very precise little nozzle on it. So that's why I tend to use this one. So we'll go ahead and we will apply our glue all the way around. You don't want to be too heavy-handed on the glue because you're not going to need a whole lot to keep this on here. All right. So now we're just going to go ahead and place this right on the top of it. Just be mindful of your placement. Make sure everything's kind of squared up. And then you're just going to kind of zhuzh that down. Now, you're not going to fold this over yet, but you can see. Can you see where I'm going with this? It's going to be just absolutely stunning. So I'm going to set this over to the side, and we're going to allow it to dry. All right? So actually, we could probably already fold it, and we can. So you can see how that's going to look. But we want to refold it down because we really want that glue to have time to set up. And it looks like I got a little glue on the front, but luckily, since it's acetate, it'll just come right off. But I'm just going to place that down like that, and I'm going to place it underneath of my cutting plates just to give it time to dry. And while we're giving that time to dry, we will work on our little fairy. All right, so the fairy that we're going to use is from the brand new stamp set. And this new stamp set is called Fairy Fantasy. There are so many beautiful little fairies and animals and things like that on this set. So I'll show you here what those look like. So these are, and there's extra stamps on there, but you can obviously see it on the website. So let's put that to the side. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to stamp this out because we just need this guy or gal to be stamped out so that we can color it and we can die cut it out. So let me find my Raven ink. I have like 10 Raven ink pads here on the table, which is awesome because I always need one within arm's reach. So we'll go ahead and we'll stamp this once. And I think twice should be good. All right. So 2 times. There we go. I think that's just perfect. We will remove this, just roll it. And pop that off of there. We'll place our Misty over to the side because we're done with that now. And then you can see just how beautiful that image is. Can you see that there? Oh, I just love the detail. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to color this in. I've really been into purple fairies today. So I think this one will make a pink fairy. Because again, they are fairies. So you can make their skin tone whatever color you want. And I know you're not going to be able to see me coloring. But I will bring up the panel once I'm done coloring. It's kind of difficult because the lighting is set in here for whenever it's midday outside. And we don't have as much sunlight outside right now because it's obviously not midday. So because of that, we are fighting against the studio lights. But that's okay. I don't think it's that terrible. So is everybody having a good rest of their day? We're going to add a little bit of shading here. Not much though, because this is a smaller stamp, so we don't need a ton of shading. Has anybody ordered anything from this release? If you did, let me know what you got and let me know what is your favorite. All right, and I think we'll do the body. Oh no, I think we'll do blue hair. Because again, it's so fun doing stuff with this fairy release because there's no rhyme or reason to how we color these in. All right, and then I think for the outfit, I think we'll use this beautiful salmon color. Oh, good, Annie. All right, so we're gonna go in and we're gonna color in the, I can't wait to see your project. Aren't these, I'm loving these stamps. I'm loving this whole collection. But when I go live tomorrow, I believe I'm going to be showing you, some of the panels. So some of the other panels that are really, really awesome. Okay. So there we go. That's just, I think that's just beautiful. And then for the wings, we are going to use a teal and a green. So I'm going to start with the teal here and just kind of flick the teal out because we are going to add additional wings onto this fairy because, I mean, we have acetate wings that are released with this, so why not? I just think it's so fun to color them, whatever. I know, I love the Olos too. We'll be getting them back in stock soon. They've very quickly become my favorite. All right, so look at this. Oh, thank you, Donna. Aren't they great? So there is what our little fairy looks like. Just perfect. And now we're going to grab, of course, the coordinating die. You can purchase all of our stamps separate from the coordinating dies, but now to save you some money, we only offer the stamps and dies together. We don't offer the dies separately. And the reason for that is it makes it much more cost effective for you. There are refills. Yes, we will be getting, from what I understand, we're getting the whole refill station. And the great thing is if you live in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, we will refill them for you. So you don't have to buy the whole refill. Okay. So we're just running this through. All right. And that just fell right out of there. So this is what our little fairy looks like, all die cut out. And there's just something, and I know I say this every time I die cut, but there is just something about something die cut out that it just looks so great. Well, and you'll have to plan a trip to come to Pittsburgh and we'll refill them all for you. So, all right, so we have this now. Now what we're going to do is this is dry enough. It dries pretty quickly. It's really adhered to that now. So you can see how this closes. But in order to give it, look at that. What a time to be alive. With products like this, what a time to be alive, I tell you. All right, so now I'm going to grab my window and we're going to place the window right on top of here, okay? But don't worry, you're still going to be able to see all of that beautiful artwork through the window. Isn't that cool? All right, so let me grab my glue again, and we are going to glue this down. I'm so glad everybody's having a good day, and everyone has been able to get the products from the release that they would like. Unfortunately, we have had a few things that have sold out, and we will be restocking those things. And of course, as you know, there's no way for us to know what is going to be most popular, what isn't going to be popular, what we should stock up the most on. So it is kind of a guessing game every time we do a release, but the paper was by far the winner this time. The paper and the stencils. The stencils actually went out of stock earlier today, but luckily our director of laser production, Daryl, saw that happen and very quickly jumped into action and re-upped all of them and made a whole bunch of them this afternoon. So we're pretty good on them now. Oh no, Anne. Well, are you going to be able to do it? Will you be able to do it for the virtual? Because we do have Afterpay and we also accept Shop Pay now. So Afterpay and Shop Pay are available. I don't know if you saw that those are the options, but wait until you see what you're getting. Oh my goodness, wait until you see what you're getting. All right, so now, it's not going to look like much now, but look. Oh my word. I mean, does that not look like a real window? Because it's like kind of popped up. All right, so let me pop this under our Misty for just a second, so it gets, I mean, like a couple seconds to work in, but I need to add some wings to our fairy. So something else that we came out with are these fairy wings. So this is not going to look like much, but this is their acetate. So what you'll do is you will place these onto your little creature or your little fairy. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little color to it. So I'm going to use these wings that are right here, but I'm going to add a little bit of alcohol marker to it. Okay, so I'm just going to add, whoops, I want to use my lighter color first. So I'm going to use my green first. And you can see how it's adding that color to it. And you want to do this on the back side. I mean, you could do it on the front side too if you want to, I guess, but I do it on the back side. All right, and then we're going to add our darker shade on top of that. Actually, do I have an even darker? Yes, I do. And see how that's going to make them look like they have a gradient to them. All right, and you can also do the same thing with, you just want to make sure you do one of these to get rid of that green, but it's almost looks, it's like alcohol. You can do this with the alcohol. So I'm going to hit this real quick with some heat. Not too long, but I mean, it will accept the heat because this is a laser process in which they're made. We just want to make sure that we get that all dried. It looks like it's pretty dry to me. I know, that's all going out in an email this evening. All right, yeah, there's only a couple of spots left for Creature Ending. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these out. And you don't have to be too precise with them, because again, they are wings. And even if you're not super precise with it, the great thing is they're not going to be able to see the edges. So all they're going to see is the wing that it's been printed on. See that? Isn't that amazing? All right, and this allows you also, because then you won't have like a gajillion little fairy wing pieces. So you can put this leftover piece into your drawer or your oh, Kara, I would love to see you, my friend. I miss you terribly. Okay. All right. So there are our two wings. Looks kind of sad. They look like they've been clipped, but I promise you you'll be able to, they'll look great once they're on here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add our wings onto our little fairy here. So that one, you know, you can kind of mix and match the way that they are on here. I think I'm going to do this one kind of like, so I think this one might go down here. There we go. And it's going to go over the arm, but that's okay because you can see through them. So since you can see through them, it's going to look like the arm is behind that wing. Isn't that cool? See how you can see the arm through? I love that. And then for this one, we'll just place this one in like that. And you can adjust these, you can cut them, you can trim them. You do whatever makes the most sense for your wing set. But actually, I think I'm gonna maneuver this one just a hair upwards, like so. There we go. And see how beautiful those wings are? Actually, I think I'm gonna cut this one just a little bit. Because again, you can cut these however you want. There we go. I like that much better. So see those wings? And now the great thing is you can see the arm. You can still see the arm through it. Isn't that awesome? And then what I did earlier is I will take just like a pen and I will roll the pen on here like so. Just hold it for a couple of seconds and it will start to pop up for you. So see how those wings are now popped up? Oh, I just love those wings so much. Isn't that so cool? I think it's so cool. So, so cool. And then I'm going to take the Arteza white pen. This is the white gel pen. It's actually, I don't think I want to use this size. Which size was I using earlier? Maybe it is this size. Okay. So, oh no, it's this size. The 0.8. It's a little thicker. Yeah, there we go. And I'm just going to add a little bit of highlight around and you can do a little bit of this on the wings too. But I'm just adding a little tiny bit of highlight to my fairy here. And that's just going to add, you know, a little visual interest to it. See that? See how cool that is? And these Arteza pens, I cannot suggest them enough. They are by far the best. And you know I won't lie to you because I only use things that I love. So I won't lie to you. They are the best white gel pens that you will ever use. I am obsessed with them. And they come in a 3-pack and they're great. So now this is all dry. So we're going to take our little fairy here. We're going to grab a little bit of foam adhesive. I like using the big roll of foam adhesive. Okay. We'll do 2 pieces on this guy. Right, and then watch how beautifully, just flying right in front of that window. Isn't that so cool? Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, so now I need a sentiment. So in order to do a sentiment, I think I'm just going to grab from my fairy conversation clippings because I don't know about you, but sometimes you just want a quick and easy sentiment. And these conversation clippings are it. This makes it so easy. Now, obviously, mine are not still in a full pack, but they are absolutely perfect. So I think we'll do, Dream Big, or wait, Enchanted by You. Enchanted by You, it is. Oh yes, you are correct. So I'm going to trim this off here. Okay. And then we'll just trim off the edges. And you can do these however you would like. If you want to tear them, if you want to, I think that I just saw a card that Shannon did where she tore them. And I think that's so cool. All right, and now we're just going to trim off that little white piece there. And we're just going to add this on. We're also going to add a little bit of foam adhesive to this. All right. Place that right on there. All right. And then look at that card. Oh my word. That is just stunning. And I don't think you really need anything inside. Maybe just a little sentiment. So this is the one I made just now, and then the one that I whipped up earlier is right here. So you can see two different versions, but they both have the wings, and they both have that stained glass background. But I mean, it's just so perfect. I love them, love them, love them. And then also a variation of this that you could do if you don't want to use the, if you're not really wanting to use the stained glass, you can of course use our panels too. So I'll show you that in a moment. Let me see here. Okay. All right. So we have Mushroom Village and we have Fantastic Forest. These are going very quickly, so that's why I wanted to show you them real quick here. So these are the pre-printed card panels that you can just kind of throw your fairies on top of, or just throw a sentiment on top of them. But this is the Enchanted Forest, just beautiful. And then we have the Mushroom Village. Look at how beautiful. Again, these are places that I want to be. So those are the two card panels that launched with this release. Okay. So let me put those away. Yes, show the panels or just show the actual card. Here are the panels. So I've already used two of them, but this is what they look like. So they come with the backer sheet, and then when you peel that off, they obviously are no longer. So these all have different colors behind them. Just so beautiful. So beautiful. So I can tell you that I don't think that these panels are going to last very long. I think we're already at the halfway the SOS status. But yeah, so the card we made today, just to show you real quick, or the second card I guess that we made today, is this card here. And what I did was I used the solarium window. I cut that out. I placed the stained glass window behind. So even when you open the card, it's still very pretty on the inside. But you can see the fairy has the little wings. You can still see the arms of the fairy. You can obviously cut these out a little bit better if you would like around it. I obviously am live and it makes things a little bit more difficult when you're live. But I just think that this just turned out so pretty. And again, it just, you know, it's a mythical fairy flying in front of this window. And I just love that. I love it. I love it. I love it. So that's everything that I have for you all. So thank you all so much for hanging out with me this evening. I'm going to head home and grab myself some dinner, and then I'm going to take a little break because it's been a wild day. It's been a wild week, but I wouldn't trade it for the world because I love what I do, and I love being able to hang out with all of you. So I'm going to thank you all so much for hanging out with me this afternoon. I was just looking because I lost my little thing for the front of here that closes this, so I'm going to have to look for that. So thank you all so much for hanging out with me today. Thank you for being a part of my life. I hope that you're able to get all of the items from this release that you would. Oh, I almost forgot. The candy coat dried. So this is what the candy coat looks like when it's dry. I accidentally dropped something in it, but this is the pearl candy coat on black. And isn't that, I mean, it's just so incredible. See the little specks in there and the glitter, and it's just out of this world spectacular. So I just want to show you that real quick because I forgot. But that's everything. So thank you all so much. Remember to create something every single day, whether that is a beautiful stained glass window with a fairy flying in front of it or your own ending. I love you all very much, and I thank you for your support and for hanging out with me and for allowing me to do what I love every single day. I will see you all tomorrow with another live. Heck, who knows? Maybe 2 lives. I will see you all very soon.